Curtis said you were coming in here with a guest lead this morning.
If you will allow it, I have a sports lead.
Yes.
Adam Schefter yesterday revealed the plan. You guys have been asking and crying and whining about the plan. Then what's the plan?
Yes.
What's the Patriots' plan? He revealed it, and he got me thinking about it. It makes total sense, and I want your reaction. But here's the Schefter answer from yesterday on the afternoon show, when Drake Maye will play.
We'll go by what Drake Maye said this week, which is that he's 100% behind Jacoby Brissett, and we do know that the team has not been in any rush to get to Drake Maye, and they would like to make sure that he has the time he needs to continue to learn and grow and be in a spot that he's not being pressured. There are so many young quarterbacks rushed into service before they're ready, and it doesn't really serve them well in the long term. And I think the Patriots are taking the big long-term view here, which is the right thing to do. And I think you kind of feel when it's time. Again, I always felt like coming to the season, and we'll see how it plays out, that we might see Drake Maye get a little bit of experience at the end of the year. You know, the last 2-3 games. Maybe they decide they want to do it sooner. Maybe there's a reason they feel like he's growing enough in practice and absorbing enough that they can do it. But I always felt like that was the logical course of action. If we go back to the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes started and played the very last regular season game during his rookie year in Denver. That was the only game he played his rookie year. And the next year, they cleared the decks, and he was the starting guy.
Okay, so the name he brings, and by the way, Curtis will tell you, Schefter and Kraft, very close, right, Curtis?
Muy close.
So the plan is the Mahomes plan. Be like Pat. That is the plan. He played one game his rookie year, and it served him well. And it gets dismissed when you guys bring it up so quickly, like there's never been a quarterback that sat behind a bad quarterback in front of him. Alex Smith is average at best.
Alex Smith was coming off a playoff win in San Francisco.
He was not. He was coming off a playoff loss to the Chiefs, or to the Steelers the year before. He had gotten benched in San Francisco.
About San Francisco, they beat.
He got benched by Jim Harbaugh for Colin Kaepernick. He didn't play his entire last year. So he got shipped out to Kansas City. He was a journeyman average quarterback.
Curtis, can we make this like the debates? Can we have a fact check immediately?
So here I am. They're eating the stats. I'm going to tell you this right now, Ken. It's very simple. Do you know who led the NFL, not the AFC West or the AFC, who led the NFL in passer rating for the 2017 NFL season?
Do you think Mahomes...
I'm asking the room because people don't know. Do you know who did it, Greg?
No.
Alex Smith.
Yep.
Do you know, including the playoffs, he played 16 games in 2017. He threw 28 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions.
He was a game manager on a good offense that had Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Albert Wilson. They had Andy Reid calling plays. Do you think Mahomes was not better than Alex Smith, even at his rookie year? He was better than Alex Smith.
Learning from Alex Smith excelling in a successful offense is the opposite of what's going on here. What is Drake Maye learning?
He is observing, he is watching, he is learning.
Okay, observing and watching are the same thing.
What is the learning part, though? I need somebody to specify the learning.
Mental reps.
Mental reps?
And 30% of reps in practice.
It's the operation. He's learning the operation.
Here's a better stat for you. Alex Smith was 50-26 as his time as the starting quarterback in Kansas City.
Yeah, with a good team. What was his playoff record?
They were a good team.
That's the whole point.
That's the point that we're making. They were a good team.
If they had played Mahomes, they might have had more success, but they were patient enough to not force it.
Yeah, because they were a good team.
Ken, do you think Alex Van Pelt will be here next year?
Yes.
In 3 years?
Hard to say.
Okay, Andy Reid was going to be the coach of the Chiefs for the entirety of Mahomes' career. He has the best offense in the NFL. He allowed a guy taken 10th overall to learn behind a Pro Bowler who was leading the NFL in passing. Jacoby Brissett.
They started 5-0. They lost 5 of 6. They were 6-6 that year.
Jacoby
You don't think they
Brissett-
were tempted to start Patrick Mahomes, the 10th overall pick in the draft?
I think
Also,
I am closer
Curtis,
to Jacoby Brissett.
During the pandemic, Alex Smith went in the water above his waist also, just so you know about that.
That's probably what happened.
Yes.
But, I mean, it's literally apples and oranges.
It is not.
It's not even the same.
Jacoby Brissett is nowhere near Alex Smith.
Mahomes is the greatest quarterback we've seen in recent times, aside from Brady. They both waited a year. It worked out great. The organization is taking the be like Pat approach. It's a smart approach. He's going to play the last 2 home games of the year, and that's it.
That's it.
Be patient.
But what is he learning, Ken?
You think that's enough for him?
Can I give you a Patrick Mahomes quote about the year he sat?
Yes.
I think I would have had some success. I don't think it would have happened as fast. I think there would have been a lot more mistakes. I wasn't supposed to be playing. I was supposed to be learning.
Okay.
Wow.
Great quote from Patrick Mahomes.
Once again, I'm going to ask you, what is Jacoby Brissett learning? What is Drake Maye learning from Jacoby Brissett?
Wiggy could tell you. You get in the league, you don't know where you're going.
No, Wiggy thinks
that's
that
not
for
an
him
answer.
to learn, he needs to be out there.
And remember, Alex Smith was a Pro Bowler when he played in Kansas City.
If Jacoby Brissett was Alex Smith, nobody would be crying for Drake Maye.
A Pro Bowler.
He
Only
was.
because Brady couldn't make it one day at a nosebleed or something.
He was a
and
three-time
he was
Pro
an
Bowler
alternate.
for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Do you think Alex Smith was a good
touchdowns.
quarterback?
Great quote by Matty Ice. Matt Ryan, BC alum, greatest BC quarterback other than Doug Flutie. My rookie year playing gave me so much experience rather than sitting on the bench.
That's all you got. Don't you listen to Ty Law, Rob Ninkovich, Tom Brady on
James
the subject?
White.
Why don't you listen to the people that you have on the show?
Sheep.
Are you so millennial instant gratification you can't like shine? You can't like wait a day.
No,
I mean, just wait.
You know
I
what
did
the-
wait. I've waited 5 weeks. I
Ken,
think that's plenty.
Ken, you know what those people say, and I'll ask you this. They say, don't start him now. Start him in week 10 or week 11. And I say to you and them people, what's the difference between now and week 10?
You don't think he'll learn a lot in several months of being in the organization, learning how to be a pro, getting in and out of the huddle and practice, 30% reps times 2 months?
Do you think that's the same as game action, though?
And
Yes.
David Andrews out? You want to put him in there now?
Ricky, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And I want to ask the whole room. If Alex Smith was the quarterback and the coach was Andy Reid, would any of us be yelling to rush Drake Maye into the NFL?
No, because we'd be on our way to the
you would.
playoffs.
Because
No,
he would
we
have
would-
lost 3 playoff games in the last 3 years, and you would have been looking for the new guy.
You get,
Alex Smith was a great player. Patrick
He was
Mahomes,
not a great player. Stop. Alex Smith?
He threw
What are we
28
talking
touchdowns
about?
in 5
He was a
interceptions.
You could have thrown 28 touchdown passes on that team.
would you say he was a good quarterback
You're
then?
too
He was good.
complimentary.
He was fine.
He was good.
He got
Jaco-
benched by
Right,
That is a
Jim
great
Harbaugh.
year. I'm sorry, you had a better passer rating than
Right.
Brady in his prime.
He was a good quarterback, right? We could say that about Alex Smith. He was good. Jacoby Brissett is not good.
Okay.
He's a backup.
That's the
Agreed.
whole point.
Here's
The
what
point
I,
is,
here's what I'll say.
Mahomes was better than Smith. They didn't
Yeah,
play him. They
but
waited.
Here's what I'll say: as somebody who's played in the NFL, you learn a lot more from playing than you do standing on the sidelines.
That's not what Mahomes says. That's not what Brady says. That's not what Ty Law says. That's not what James White says. That's not what Rob Ninkovich says.
And they were all lying to you, because when I asked them, I said, when you actually played, don't you learn a lot more when you actually play? And they all say yes.
Right.
They-
and
they
still,
are-
still, I don't know anything that Drake Maye is learning from Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. All right,
Because that's
Ken.
the whole point. Patrick Mahomes talked about what he learned from a guy that was excelling in the offense.
You know what I would say to Drake Maye? Here's what you learn from Jacoby Brissett. After wins, after losses, how he speaks to the
Yes.
media, how he carries himself as a professional.
Well, that's important.
On how he talks. But you can easily learn that from a guy who's backing you up.
And I think Drake Maye already has that in him. Like
Yeah.
I don't actually think he
You don't-
needs the help
no.
transitioning into how to talk
No.
to people.
He don't have a douchey attitude. He knows that, hey, he's a guy that gets it. Jacoby Brissett does that well, but on the field, you should be playing Drake Maye.
Ken, as is often the case, you speak, and I immediately consider the other side of
Thank
things.
you, Greg. That's all I asked
That
of
is,
you.
that is a part of your brilliance.
I appreciate you.
You used to offer that brilliance on this show every single day for a considerable number of years until you moved on up.
Carry on. You guys are doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to rip me when I'm gone.
We
I'll
will-
see you in Newport.
Yes, we'll see you in Newport at the garden party.